morning, everybody. Welcome to the Cigar Show, episode 8.
Good morning. Episode 8, guys. We made it.
We
to
have,
8.
and we're back. We've been gone for a couple of weeks with the holidays and everything. I'm joined, of course, my name is Randy Rank, and I'm joined, of course, by the lovely Faith Cox. I almost did it again, but I didn't. Faith Cox.
I'm Faith Cox, not Faith
And
Hill.
Big Tony Gomez, the sexy one, is not going to be here today, so it's just going to be Faith and I. And I think we got it down. I think we can do this, don't you think?
I think so.
All
Let's see
right,
how
cool.
this goes.
And we're going to have a good show today, hopefully. But we're going to start off on a little sad note. We're here at the Calypso Cigar Shop and Lounge, and as always, in Richardson, Texas, Matt Bedosky, the owner of the store, who's been supportive of any and all podcasts that I've ever been involved with, including this one, passed away this week. And so if you could keep him in your prayers, just want to let you guys know the Calypso Cigar Shop is going to continue. It's status quo. So please come by and see us. And we want to tip our hats to Matt and tell him we love him and we miss him.
You will be missed.
Absolutely. So, okay, so when we last met,
Yeah.
it was
a couple of weeks ago.
It was a couple of weeks ago, and it was right before Christmas, and I know everyone's probably Christmased out, so we won't spend a lot of time on it, but what did you do over Christmas, New Year's break?
I actually went home to Houston area to see my family. I almost went to Mexico, but I changed my mind at the last minute. I really should have gone to Mexico.
Before the wall gets built?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No, I went home to see my family. Basically, just help my mom with her house. My parents recently moved back to Texas, and so helped them set up their house and just spent quality time, saw a few of my friends. I didn't get to smoke as often as I would have liked.
Okay, yeah, that happens.
So I was pouting a little bit, but I got to see everybody, and it was lovely. Just had a good Christmas and ate a lot of food, saw a lot of family.
Okay, what'd you do on New Year's?
I didn't do anything on New Year's. I slept through it.
Okay, I've done that a lot.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
was also a Monday, so.
Yeah, it kind of ruins it when it's during the week.
Yeah.
It's more fun when it's a Friday or Saturday.
It's easier to like celebrate and stuff because more
Absolutely.
people
It is.
are off work and stuff.
Well, we opened the store here at Calypso on Christmas Eve, and that was kind of a fun day. Because we're open until 6. And actually, it was the last quality time I got to spend with Matt. We came up here and we were all smoking cigars and hanging out. And Rocky 2 was on. And so we all watched Rocky 2.
That's cool.
And then right afterwards was Rocky 4. So it's like,
Where
why not? Let's watch Rocky 4. So we all watched Rocky 4, and even though we've all seen them and we know the endings and everything,
Yeah.
we were acting like we were watching a sporting event, you know.
Yeah.
And high-fiving each other when Rocky would win. It was funny.
That's cool.
Matt came up and enjoyed that, and he had a good time, so that was cool. Christmas was very quiet for me. New Year's Eve, the same. I went home. I fell asleep, and I thought I was going to sleep through the New Year, but I wound up waking up at like 11:20. So I thought, what the hell? I'll just stay up.
Yeah.
And so I did, and I didn't feel any different, like always. Whoopee, another year. But anyway,
Did
it
you
was
hear
good, quiet holidays for the most part.
Did you hear any fireworks?
Oh yeah, our neighborhood, like the trash man was on time. Let's shoot off fireworks. My neighborhood's ridiculous in that regard.
Yeah.
They celebrate everything. Easter. I mean, seriously, no lie. They'll shoot off firecrackers
On Easter?
I know.
What?
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
They're party animals over there.
They are.
Well, I'm blessed in some ways, or a lot of ways, because I'm actually hearing impaired. So at night, I don't hear anything at all.
Okay.
So I slept through the New Year's, and the next morning, there's a lot of grumpy faces around me because everybody was tired because all our neighbors around our house and our neighborhood was shooting fireworks and whooping and hollering and yelling all night. So I woke up chipper as ever, and everybody else is like, be quiet. Shut up. We didn't sleep. You did.
It's like, it's like, can we have a hearing impairment for one night?
Yeah.
You know, just so we
Get some
can
earplugs.
service- Yeah.
Some cotton swabs.
Right. Those don't work.
No?
No.
Well, see, I don't get that, you know.
Well, everything works for you.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
It worked great for me.
That's funny. But yeah, that was about it. And so since then, we've been off and running here at the store. We got the bad news about Matt on Monday. This is Thursday.
Yeah.
Or Tuesday, I'm sorry. We got the bad news on Tuesday. But, so, the services is going to be on January 26th here in Richardson at 2 o'clock. So if you want to leave comments or something, we'll shoot you some information on where and if you want to go. So anyway, so we were talking yesterday, Faith. I only get to see Faith like once or twice a week, so it's always a pleasure when I get to see bonus Faith
Yeah.
time. So Faith came up yesterday and hung out for a while, and somehow we got on the line on the topic of pickup lines.
Pickup line.
And, and so I asked her what was the worst pickup line. Now, some of these might be a little blue, but, we're all adults here. But she told me one that was the worst pickup line that she'd ever gotten, and I would like for her to share that one.
I had one guy come up and say, "Is that a mirror in your pocket? Because I can see myself in your pants."
God. And I always wonder about pickup lines. Do guys really think that's going to work?
No!
I don't know.
Let me just answer this. It doesn't work.
Okay. I
Once
didn't
in a
think it
blue
would.
moon, if it's really funny, like you're not actually trying to use it, but it's really funny.
Yeah,
And
but
then you introduce your actual self and have an actual conversation.
Mm-hmm. I can honestly say I've never used a pickup line. I mean, a real pickup line.
Yeah.
I mean, I might sit down, "Hey, how you doing?" I don't
Yeah.
know if that's a pickup line. I guess in a way it is, but
It's a normal conversation.
But I mean, I've never done the whole like, so what's your sign or anything like that. I've never been that. So I don't understand the mindset of someone who uses pickup lines and what their expectation really is. Do they think that's going to be?
I think they think maybe like 1 out of 100 will work.
So they're trying to.
Nope, that didn't work. I'll try it
strengthen
here.
their
Nope,
odds,
that didn't work. I'll try it here.
Expand their opportunities by shotgun blasting and hope they hit something.
Yeah.
Maybe so. Okay, I could see that. I used to work in the apartment business, and I was the leasing manager, so I always had girls underneath me, and they'd come in and tell me stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The guys would try to pick them up, and we'll get into that here in a second. We're gonna do 2 segments today of 15 minutes,
Okay.
as opposed to 3 10-minute ones, since we don't have Tony here. So,
Sounds good.
also, we forgot to mention the great Jerry Morris is still producing our show.
Yeah, thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Jerry. And Jaron was not with us today, so shame on Jaron.
Yeah. Come on, Jared, where are you at?
That's why Tony went to Houston, is to drag Jaron back.
Probably.
No,
Yeah. Bring Jared back, Mr.
But
Tony.
some people, so the girls that I worked with would tell me that they had, one guy said, one of my friends said, a guy came up to her and said, "Hey, I'm going to put you on my to-do list." And it's like, God. It's like, I love watching Jerry's face when we tell the lines. I'm going to put you on my to-do list. God. It's
No.
just, yeah. And so we, as what happens in a cigar lounge, somebody picks up on what you're talking about, and people start going. So
Yeah,
one of our customers actually pulled up the 25 worst pickup lines ever on
Do you
Google.
remember what the number one? The number 2 was actually
It was
the
the mirror one, yeah.
Was the mirror in the pocket one.
Yeah.
But I can't remember what the number 1
It
was.
wasn't very good compared
No.
to the mirror one.
No.
But there were some it's just funny. So guys, come on. Let me ask you this. Would a pickup line work which is more apt to work? If the guy was just being goofy and you knew that he was literally just trying to be funny about it, Or would it work if the guy was like sincere and you felt like it really was the first time he ever said it?
It would be, it would work a lot more often if I knew he were being funny. He was just being goofy.
Okay.
That I get, because I would do that too.
Right.
You know, I would make silly jokes, and I mean, I don't know if I'd use pickup lines. I mean, no.
Right.
But if you're being silly and then you follow up with an actual introduction and hey, and you know, just be funny and stuff. Okay, but if you think that just a lame pickup line is gonna work, you got some work to do, buddy.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
And then and I love lists anyway. I love to read lists.
I do too.
He came up with the most useless list, this customer that we're referring to. Lines that women have used on guys. Well, that's just dumb. A woman could come out and say, "Boy, it's raining outside," and a guy will think that's a pickup line and be like, "Oh yeah, let's go." You know what I mean? So it just doesn't matter. So I don't understand why a woman would need a pickup line with a guy. You know, I don't know. But I guess it'd be flattery. I don't know. I mean, I've never used a line. I've never had a line used on me, so I wouldn't know how to deal with it either way.
Yeah. I wish I could remember some more of them. They were hysterical.
They were. So anyway, Google best pickup lines or worst pickup lines or whatever.
It doesn't matter whether it's best or worst. It's all bad.
It is.
It's all bad.
And leave comments and let us know some funny ones, and we'll share them on the show.
Yeah,
We'll
and that's what we were laughing about yesterday. We were cracking up. One of our buddies was reading off top 20 worst pickup lines, and then he's like, "Oh, I found a list of the best pickup lines," and we all died laughing because we know that they're not going to be any better.
There's no such thing.
No.
They do not exist.
No.
I think maybe it'd be better if it was like best pickup lines used by Bigfoot, because neither one of them exist, right? You know?
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now let's touch the cigar page a little bit. Now, you mentioned over Christmas that you didn't get to smoke very much, so I'm assuming that means you did get to a little bit.
Yeah, I got to a little bit, you know, at my boyfriend's family's house. You know, we were just chilling. It was nearing the end of our vacation, and so I got to smoke a little bit, but not as often as I wanted to. So yeah.
So no one else in your family smokes?
No, not hardly any. I know that my dad used to. He used to smoke Swisher Sweets.
Okay.
And cigarillos and maybe a cigar here and there. So he was actually a lot more open to me getting into cigars and the cigar world.
Okay.
And you know, I was gonna bring him a cigarillo and have a little acid. What do you call those?
Blondie or?
Yeah, little acid blondies.
Uh-huh.
Because I knew he was gonna like that, but we didn't actually get to sit down and do it.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Have
we
you ever
almost
smoked
did.
a cigar with it? No. I mean, have you like literally just sat down and enjoyed an entire cigar every day? No.
No.
Never.
Never. Like, I really wanted to, and yeah. I mean, I never got around to it, but we were supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did smoke with a brother of mine.
Okay.
My brother, we got to smoke together.
All right.
Yeah, Evan. Hey, Evan. He's kind of like a brother.
He's kind of like a brother.
We grew up together.
Well, you
so
called him a brother, then you said he's kind of like a brother. So.
He's technically not my brother
Okay,
by
all
blood,
right.
but we grew up together as babies. We would babble together. So we got to smoke together. He was shocked. He was cracking up the whole time, just laughing hysterically about how I was smoking cigars. He's like, of all the people who I would get into cigars, I didn't think it would be you.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Is he the one you had a funny story about the way he smoked cigars, or is that a different person?
that was my actual brother.
Okay.
He's gonna be so mad at me for this.
Good.
Sorry, Brandon. Love you, bro. But he tried cutting his cigar with a pocket knife.
Okay. You really have to know what you're doing in order to do that, but it's still not advisable.
No. And
No.
and you know, in his defense, you know, he was trying it out, and my poor brother.
Did it work?
No.
Okay.
He tore the thing up.
Did he cut himself?
I would have died laughing if he did.
Then
That
he
would have
did
made the story better.
Yeah.
But and then he like burnt up the side of it, and I'm like, and he sent me a picture like, oh cool, look at me, I'm smoking a cigar, you know, not just you in the family. And I'm like,
was it canoeing on it?
huh?
Was it canoeing, or you know, it's kind of like?
Oh yeah, it was.
All right. Yeah, so he really knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Good job, Brandon.
Yeah.
Well, a big facetious Jerry. Jerry gave me a look like he thought I was being serious. I never got to enjoy a cigar with my dad.
Yeah.
My dad, early on in life, was very adventurous. As he got older, he stopped being so much. But because of my dad, I was always intrigued with cigars.
Yeah.
Because I was like 6 when my youngest brother was born. And, you know, as is the custom, a friend of his bought him a cigar. And my mom, for some reason, who didn't smoke and didn't like people who smoked, wanted my dad to try this cigar. She wanted to see him smoke the cigar because she thought it was manly. What? Up in the sky. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up here in a minute, but I wanted to finish with this story. So he decided one night to do it. Well, I wanted to see it too, because I'd only seen cigars in movies. I'd never even seen anyone have a cigar. And I remember sitting down, and this was before people were very educated on how to smoke cigars, so he bit the end of it off. And that, to me, that was so cool, man. That looked like my dad's John Wayne. You know, my dad's Clint Eastwood. He's cool. He's biting in with the cigar off. And he smoked, and it's probably a Churchill. I didn't know what the difference was. Big, long cigar. He smoked maybe that much of it. But it was hilarious because I was fascinated by the whole thing. It was so cool. So that whenever my mom would give us like hot dogs, you know, without the bun, you know, that would be our snack.
Yeah.
So I would pretend that was a cigar, and I'd bite the end of it off and spit it out and walk around with the in my mouth thinking it was a cigar.
That's kind of cute.
So that's kind of cool. So I guess my romanticism of cigars started very early on in life, so that was cool.
Mine started pretty late. I actually got into cigars when I was 18. My boyfriend and his family and his brothers all smoked cigars for the longest time. And they were smoking, and it smelled pretty good to me, you know, when they would smoke around me. And I'd like to be adventurous and try new things and, you know, try different foods and hobbies and stuff like that. So I decided to try one, and actually the first time I tried one, it was a really dark cigar. What do you call those?
Well, they could be a Maduro or
I think, no, it was a Maduro.
Okay.
It was a Maduro, and it was a little strong, and I didn't have really the taste for it yet, and I didn't really like it, but it kind of intrigued me enough that I would try it again. And they recommended a much lighter, an acid blondie.
Okay.
And so, like, the next day, we were all sitting out on the patio, and I got me my little acid blondie, and I loved it. I loved it. And I smoked that little acid blondie for the next 2 or 3 months before I tried something else. And eventually I did start developing a taste for other types of cigars. So, yeah, that was my first cigar. It was a little acid blondie.
There you go. And that's a good one, especially, and not just for girls, although girls do tend to like it. You know who smokes the most of those are big, burly bikers. Love acid.
Really?
I don't know what it's so funny. Jerry, how much time do we have left, buddy?
6
Okay,
minutes.
good.
Yeah, we got 6 minutes.
Cool, because I want to tell a Matt story.
All right.
And it's similar to what kind of, it's pertinent to what we're talking about.
Yeah.
First time I met Matt, I come into his store, not the current location, we used to be at a different location. And I just came in there to shop. My ex-wife was out shopping, and I dropped her off and went to go get cigars. So, and at the time, I only smoked Macanudo. You know, it was very early in my smoking days. I only smoked Macanudo, and I judged the store based on if they had Macanudo or not. Because if they didn't, they must not know what they're talking about, you know. Kind of such a dork, you know.
Yeah.
So I go into the store and I'm in the humidor and nobody's, I see like one Macanudo. And Matt comes in, I don't know who he is. He comes in, introduces himself. Hi, I'm Matt, I'm the owner. Can I help you find something? And I said, just real cocky. I was like, you don't have much of a Macanudo selection. That was what I judged the store on. And he says, no, I really don't. He says, why do you like Macanudo? And I got offended. Even though he didn't say it offensive, I was thinking, because they're good cigars, man. And he says, well, what is it you like about them? Well, no one had ever asked me that, so I didn't know how to respond. So I said, well, I like that you cut one end of it off and you light the other end and you smoke it. I guess that's the only thing I like about it. And he says, okay. He goes, well, I could pick you out some things that you might like better, that don't cost as much as a Macanudo. Would you be interested in that? And I said, okay. So he sold me some stuff. He spent 20, 30 minutes with me, and I picked out some cigars.
That's cool.
So then I go pick up my ex-wife, or wife, ex-wife now. But to go pick her up at wherever she was shopping. And she gets some cigars, and I remember saying this, and I've told Beth this story many times. I said, yeah, that dude's annoying. She goes, why is he annoying? I said, all I wanted was Macanudo, and he followed me all over the humidor, and he just kept pointing out these other sticks and blah, blah, blah. Says, would you buy any? And I said, well, yeah, I felt like I had to, because he was kind of,
Investing.
he was riding my ass, kind of thing. So a couple weeks later, I'd finished my cigars, and trust me, we lived a long ways away from Calypso at the time. And I said, I'm going to run down the street and get cigars. She goes, why don't you go into Richardson and go to that other place? And I said, I don't know, man, that guy was just rude. She goes, well, did he pick you out good cigars? And I said, well, yeah, he did. She goes, well, just go back there. I said, well, that is true, because I really don't remember what I smoked, but I remembered liking it. So, okay. So I went back there, and he remembered me. How'd you like this cigar? How'd you like that cigar and stuff? And from that point on, we became friends. But as many cigar stores as I'd ever been into, no one had ever taken the time to actually show me things and to introduce me to new ideas and thoughts. And I became a lifelong customer because of that, And I didn't think he was annoying after that, Well, later on, but from time to time, but I know he thought I was annoying too. But no, I'll always appreciate the fact that he took the time to take a new customer and show me things and ideas, and I feel like I try to do that based on the example Matt had set at the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, this is why I come to Calypso, because I pretty much had the same experience when I met you. You were helping me out, pick out.
I wasn't an asshole.
No,
Okay.
a little bit.
Well, I can't hide it all.
You did pretty good though. Yeah. No, you're all right, Randy.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we made it without Big Tony.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll be back next week. Tony, drive safe in Houston, and make some money, buddy. Get some sales. And for Jerry Morris, the great Faith Cox, I'm Randy Rankin. Special salute once again to Matt Bedosky. You will be missed. And we will see you guys next week on The Cigar Show.